This is the cast, episode 4. We're back. Sammy BE Luisa L and Savannah B. We are the cast podcast. Returning back 2019. We back. Yes, Melinda Santiago. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, welcome to the cast. Welcome to this cast. Can I get a one time, so flat for Miss Melinda Santiago of the Santiago Firm, manager extraordinaire. You know, you have a huge client base ranging from Bobby V, Ruff Endz, Fubu. I mean, just hosts of 108.9 Atlanta. The host is what's her name? Is it M. McMahon? I think I saw something like that.
Michael McFadden.
Michael McFadden. Where did I see? He used to be on another station before in Atlanta, though, wasn't he?
Yeah. I got him on Sensation Station before. And,
yeah. Because I remember hearing his name on another radio station. Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome to the cast.
Scarface, you know. Thank you.
Welcome to the cast. You know, we appreciate you. I got my co-host here, Savannah B.
Hi, Melinda. How are you?
Hi, Savannah B.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And then on the other side, we got Luisa L.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Luisa L. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
And then on the boards, I got my man Jon Don Sterling on the ones and twos.
So Melinda, I see that you have a large and a variety of roster. Like your roster is really dope. I grew up listening to Ruff Endz. Like I really loved him. Like they got so much soul. I was like going down your Instagram, like, oh my God, they got new music. Let me go.
Yes, they have a new album out. They have a new album out.
We need that.
So what we'll do is I'll schedule another interview that they can come on with you guys.
Oh my God, that would be so amazing.
Definitely.
That would be so amazing. Like they are full of soul, and I love soul music. And people don't make good music anymore, you know, that feeds your soul. And I'm just so happy to see them on the scene. So happy to see them on the scene. How did you get into management?
Honestly,
was that something
management kind of found me. You know how you just don't know where you're kind of placed in life. In my early 20s, I'm just kind of meeting people, and very organically, I would meet celebrities and athletes, just very organically at grocery stores, at parks, at just like it would just be very organic. Back in the day, we didn't have the social media, we didn't have the internet. We only had, Freak Meek and places like that to go.
Yes,
and just college, spring breaks and stuff like that, where we met people. So it was very authentic meeting people. So over the years, I just met people, and it came to where if somebody was in my city, they would call me. I was like, hey, yeah, they needed a haircut. I would put them up with a barber. And it was always me just networking people and just helping people out, get things done. And I got fired from my corporate job. I've never been fired from a job before in my life. And I held, a nice job. And being Puerto Rican and being a female and having, people who didn't want to see the minorities kind of excel. I kind of got sealant in my job. I was an operations department head. And it was me getting fired to where I just stepped out on faith and literally.
Yes, for stepping out on faith. And where are you from? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. Where are you from, Melinda? For those
I'm from Gary, Indiana.
Indiana. Isn't that where Michael Jackson is from? Right?
Yes, was from Michael Jackson and Prince Field.
Okay, I love him.
Melinda, you're gonna have to send Saf some tickets for the Ruff Endz, because she's big fan.
Where you guys based out of?
I'm in New York.
We're in New York. We're in New York.
New York. But from different places.
Cool. So Ruff Endz is in Baltimore. So the next time, anything that we have coming up, I'll send you their way, and we'll knock it out.
Well,
definitely, I'll be in New York in March before we have the B2K concert.
Right. I was about to get into that. I see that you're doing the Millennial tour, man. Right? The Millennium tour.
Yeah.
Now, who's all on that roster? Who's all on that roster?
Right now, we got B2K, Mario, Pretty Ricky, Lloyd, Bobby V, Yin Yang Twins.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, the Yin Yang Twins gonna be there. I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yes, Yin Yang Twins gonna be there. So we've been working on that. I know G Squared Events have been working on that. The
like
B2K side for a while. And then I help facilitate and get the rest of the artists on the tour as well. So it's going to be a pretty dope, it's actually the hottest tour right now in the country. That's getting
right.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
That's a fact.
So awesome.
I see Omarion like promoting the tour very heavily, the Millennium tour, like, you know, a lot of people promoting it, you know.
Mario is starring in Empire this season. I noticed that. So that's really great for him.
As well.
Yes, that's really great for him.
Then you got Pretty Ricky, you know, Pleasures on Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop. Fizz is on Boot Camp.
Love and Hip Hop.
Boot Camp.
LA. Yeah, so everyone's getting some good TV looks.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Melinda, how do you feel about being like, you know, you are being an executive? Because I think you're also vice president of Bobby V's label as well. Like, you know, the climate of females and the climate of, you know, the Me Too age and the times of age. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, you being in the forefront,
you
especially.
Know, I'm preferential on the Me Too movement. I have my pros and my cons.
Yeah.
You know, I because when you're in the industry, you see both sides. You see the gold digging women. You see the false accusing women. You see all these people who are just trying to come up. That really negates real victims, and it's hard because now, when a person used to cry victim of what's happened to them, as a society now we have to double take. Like, really, are they telling the truth or not?
Right.
Because of the women who have abused the situation to gain their own personal successes.
Yeah.
So I think some of the Me Too movement, I don't know if they're vetting out correctly. And I hate to say that because victims will probably come down on me. But it's hard because, I mean, heck, I have clients that have been a victim of wrong, you know, slander, and because they didn't get their way. And,
that's how I go.
I watched it. You know, I've had to do damage control, and it's like over, lies because you want to be instant famous. You want to grab attention. You want to get followers up. Heck, I'm in the car with one of my clients, and he's talking to one of his female friends, you know, put me on your Instagram so I can get your followers. Like, that's where we're at.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. But you know what?
No way. No way.
The Me Too movement, you know, when it's vetted out correctly, when it's really pro for the victims that come with facts and can really
back up their
come
story.
Back up their story.
Yeah.
But all the hearsay and the allegations, and then how social media just jumps on one side, the bandwagon. I mean, it's sickening to me.
Yeah. Yeah, the internet is really undefeated in certain sense. They're undefeated.
Man, it's so undefeated. But as a woman entrepreneur, it's very hard because, well, I'm not going to say it's not as hard now as it was back then. I've been in this industry about 20 some years now, and women couldn't have a seat at the table back then. It was very hard for a woman to sit down at a business meeting with a whole bunch of men and not be looked at like, who was she screwing on this table? Or who did she have to do X, Y, and Z to get ahead?
Right.
And we're just doing solid business. I mean, we get hit on all the time.
So do you work with a lot of women in your industry? I mean, in the industry that you're in now, like, I guess doing management or being an executive, do you work with a lot of women? Do you see a lot of women?
I'm seeing a lot more women in it that I work alongside. And it's not an empowerment movement. I just feel we're a little more detailed, a little more anal, and we don't like the craziness. We don't like buffoonery. So I think women who are really into it are really professional. We get called, you know, the B word a lot when men don't get their way. Versus if a man says the same thing we say,
he's a boss.
They're called he's a boss.
Nicki Minaj said that. If a woman is assertive, she's a bitch. If a man is assertive, he's a boss. Yeah, she said that. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true.
And there's a difference. There's being assertive and being, you know, an asshole. There's two different things. Like women, when we're assertive,
but we have to be sweet. We have to be soft. We have to keep up this facade. And if you want to mean business, you have to mean business. And you know,
And then if we're not too assertive, then we're not respected.
Green.
You know,
green. We call
that's
that
when
green.
People like, okay, I can talk to her any kind of way, but no, when I boss up on you and kind of put you in your place, not because I'm trying to have an ego, but because I'm trying to make you do good business. You know,
respect me. Just give me the basic respect that I'm giving you. Yeah, I understand. I totally understand.
Absolutely.
I feel like you're opening doors for women like myself, because I aim to be an executive one day. So hopefully I can, you know, walk in your footsteps and learn a few things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mentor women. I try to, anyone that comes to me and wants advice or wants to get in the game, you know, I give them the real. I give them the soft and I give them the hard, but I'm always about empowering women. I'm just empowering people to do this business, men and women. You know, I want to get away from just the women movement. I want to get away with I want to say, whoever's trying to do good business, let me help you.
Yes, that's true.
With integrity, let me help you. So,
how are you treading that line delicately, so you don't look too you know, don't be labeled the B word, but also being assertive to, you know, represent the clients that you have under you?
I think for a few years I was trying to tread that line and, you know, be careful what I say, make sure I think about what I say before I say it. But now, because I've kind of had my feet in the ground, now I don't get challenged as much, and people know my work ethic, so they know when I go there, it's duly needed to go there. So my clients back me up 100% when
that's real.
Because they know,
that's real.
They're like, okay, they know now. Melinda won't get that way unless you do some crazy stuff. Like you have one of my clients out there, and you don't follow what you put out the contract. Just because I'm on the phone don't mean I can't mess things up way for you, way over there. So you know, I have to take it there. My clients know now, like, oh yeah, you deserve that.
What's a common misconception of being a manager? Like, you know, what's a common misconception of being a manager, like, or managing artists?
Well,
or, you know,
a common misconception is with artists coming in, they all want a manager because they think a manager is going to go find them gigs or they're going to find them work. And a manager, and a true definition of a manager, we manage the business. Meaning, as an artist, you're still responsible for doing all the work. You're the asset, so you need to go find the work, and when the work comes, we do the business negotiations for you to the best of our ability on your behalf. Meaning, if you're an artist trying to come out, you need a publicist, you need an attorney, you need your publishing in place. I manage all of those things to make your empire grow.
Oh, okay. So I get it now. You know, I always thought that a manager was like, you know, not their boss, like an agent. You pay them a percentage to find you work. But now I get it. So if I was to hire an accountant and a stylist and a hairdresser, you would make sure that they're paid and that they're that things align well.
I would make sure that they're representing your brand correctly, making sure your hairstylist is doing the hair as needed and not. So basically, you walk in, but what we do know in the temperature of music and in entertainment overall, people try to get right to the artist or the actor, or they try to go right to the talent. They try to avoid the managers.
Yeah.
So they're going to respond. And, you know, for instance, if I call a radio station and say, hey, I want to get Bobby an interview. Okay. Because there's so many people misrepresenting these talents out here. You got your Uncle Joe, you got your cousin Nene over here who does X, Y, and Z, but she knows somebody who knows somebody.
Right.
And so when the artist calls, they're like, oh, okay, I got you. And it's like, because people have deflated the structure of management. They've deflated. Because now it used to go through booking agencies. Now, the cousin JoJo coming over here, I can book my cousin. And they don't know nothing about booking. They don't know nothing about advancing
paperwork.
They just know about that little quick percentage of commission.
It's like you said as well that, you know, this day in the social media age, it's just a lot easier and it's oversaturation. So, like, that being said, you know, what is like one of the main struggles that you come across as like a manager with all of these artists under you, like what is something that really kind of like, I guess you wish, or something you could do without, you know, to make your life easier?
I think some of the struggles are in branding. You know, you don't want to do the same thing somebody else is doing. You want to continuously be an innovator of ideas.
Right.
And sometimes the artists are so
complacent.
Not complacent.
And content. I think money makes people complacent.
Well, that, but also scared, fear. Sometimes these artists, they were on top of their game, you know, in 2000 and 2005, and, you know, back in before all the social media hit, the frenzy is hit. So they don't know how to conform to how things are moved because they're used to the old ways where things were really done on pen and paper. You know, you had to wait every week for a newspaper to come out for information. You had to wait for magazine covers to come out and see what they were doing. Now that everything is so instant, you know, the fans put a lot of pressure on these artists. We want another song. It's like, damn, we just put a song out last week.
Yeah, they said that about American fans. They said that about, Chris Brown said that about American fans. He said, it's always, what do you have next? What do you have next? What do you have next? What do you have next?
But back in the day, we used to marinate on an album for a year.
Yeah.
And we used to listen to it and
not just a year. Not even just a year, man.
Memories off albums and records over a year. Now it's so instant. They want something so fast. They don't understand the business behind it. For every song produced, you got to pay a producer. Producers,
it's
if you
really
don't have
expensive.
money behind you, you got to pay a producer. You got to pay engineering, mixing. You got to pay for marketing. Like just to put one song out.
Yeah.
One is like $50,000.
It is.
Wow.
I actually have my sister actually her daughter is is doing country music, and the whole family is a band. So they're actually it's a really cool thing. And she said the same thing because they're all doing it themselves. They're not under a label. Well, they're under their own. They've created their own. And exactly what you just said. She was just complaining about the fact that, you know, in country music, she's trying to get her singles out onto the radio stations, and that alone, I mean, if you don't have if you don't have someone who's willing to do you a favor, I mean, that's thousands and thousands of dollars.
It's literally between $30,000 to $50,000 to market one song.
Exactly.
And because there's no return, which is why the labels aren't really signing artists anymore, which is why the independent run has become so, you know, trendy now, doing the independent thing. It's because the labels aren't paying, and it's not, I can't blame the labels, because they're not getting a return. Because people are going to YouTube, Devo.
So is this for marketing, Melinda? Is this just 30, 40,000 or 30 to 50,000 for marketing only, not for produce the track, not to
No, that's for marketing only. That's marketing only.
Oh, wow.
And then if you want to pay, like, you have to pay off the actual radio station to play your song, which could be very costly, like another $20,000 probably.
Wow.
Right, unless it's an organic one, like Chris Brown said, Undecided. He took an organic run, so of course radio's going to buy into it. But if you're a newer artist that you have no name, or an older artist that's trying to resurge, you have to pay these radio stations. And because radio's not really where it's at anymore, because iHeart, you have Pandora,
Spotify,
you have
the Cast,
Apple Music,
right?
The Cast,
so now
podcast.
You put your music out there, and you say that it's a good enough song outside of the million other songs that got dropped by all the other independent artists. Like, it's tough. Like, it is tough.
So what advice do you have for upcoming artists, Melinda? And now y'all need to listen out there, because talking to an expert here. So what advice do you have for upcoming artists?
What we're looking for at Velchin Music Group, which is Bobby's label, is we want to have artists who understand their marketing, who understand their demographics. It's more than just laying a tight song on a beat. It's more than that. It's understanding your business. It's understanding understanding how you want your business done.
Chestnut checkers. I got you.
Not checkers. Because back in the day, the labels used to have the A&Rs. You don't have that anymore. So you have to do your own branding.
And I want to ask you
got to make yourself stand out.
I want to ask you that. What is an A&R exactly? Because maybe I have a lot of misconceptions about the industry and these roles. What is an A&R's role at a record label?
It's an artist development. Like, they find an artist and they develop them down to look, down to music, to how do they stage presence. They develop them. So they come out in artist development, and it's presenting them. It's a label says, you know what, you have raw talent. We like you. But we have to package you now. So now the A&R packages them and makes them, change their looks or enhances their looks or creates their brand.
Okay.
Their look. Like in Nicki Minaj, she didn't come out just like that. And the A&R said, okay, let's put pink hair on you. Let's do X, Y, and Z. Let's. And we don't even have real anymore because people doesn't need it. I'm on social media.
Right.
So everything is being scaled down and is being depleted because of the use of internet and social media. Now, it also enhances the ones.
Do you wear?
So would it help to just, so like you were saying, just to know your brand, know your audience, know the kind of music that you want to, I guess,
release,
develop and release. Just know all that before you even.
I say for new artists and artists who are trying to come out, don't try to do what's on radio. It's already done and you'll get sucked in. You have to do what's in your heart. You have to do the type of style that you love to do. People love authenticity. And when they see authenticity, and not you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, they're going to support you more.
And this is the
thing.
You
got to kind of develop your culture.
And this is the thing, when you try to keep up with the Joneses, people realize, real recognize real. People realize that eventually, that you're not keeping it a band, Like, but no, one of my last questions for you, Melinda, was, what are the other hats that you wear other than management? Like, and executive. Didn't want to forget that.
So, what else do I do?
Yeah, like, is there anything else like you'd like to promote or anything you'd like to?
Oh yeah, besides the B2K tour, the Bobby's Velky Music Group, he also has a new single out, King Me. When that whole Jacquees situation came out, Bobby within 24 hours went and did a song, wrote a song, produced a song, and put the visual out. So
I was just
we have a video, everything is called King Me. And the nostalgia behind that was, go back to all your accolades. People forgot how awesome you are. Then you got Ruff Endz, who got Soul Brothers out, and we're working on a new campaign, Virtuous Woman. That is going to be an amazing campaign for all the women out here. And then, Scarface, we're working on movies with him, so he's actually flying here Monday to shoot another movie.
Yes.
And we got the Legends of Hip Hop tour starting in spring as well. So I got 2 tours coming out in spring. That'll be all over the place. And then Michael McFadden with Power 1089. Hell, I have a podcast radio show called The Playbook. It's a relationship show that kind of goes outside.
Where can we catch that? Where can we catch that, Melinda? The Playbook.
That's on. You can follow it at the official Playbook on Instagram. But it's funny because we talk about some real shit. We talk about the plays.
I see this. Yeah.
I gotta tune in.
And it's hilarious because we just talk real. Like, we're not pro man and we're not pro woman. We are pro right. So it's about just doing the right thing. And outside of that, I got a TV film company, production company, the Santiago Production. So we're putting out movies. I'm writing a script now. So publishing, I got Jay Alexander of FUBU, Jay Alexander Martin of FUBU, who wrote a book, which is an amazing book. For all my people, if you don't really understand money, this is a great way to get you started in money management and to make your money work better for you. It's called Money Makes Me Crazy. And with Jay Alexander Martin FUBU, how he squandered millions of dollars, because he didn't understand money. So it's about money temperament. And money temperament is, how do you spend money and when do you spend money? When you spend more money, are you in an emotional state? Like, it's not the typical financial.
It's psychological,
It really gets in there about money temperament. And then also we got a TV show getting ready to go with Jay Alexander called Behind the Money. So it's going to be a great year of 2019 coming up. We're working on a lot of projects.
Yes, booked and busy. Yes, for booked and busy. Okay, we see you, Melinda. Yes, we see you, Melinda. We see you, sis. We see you. We peeped you.
Yes.
Okay.
Does Melinda? I have a couple questions. Does Damon John from the Shark Tank still? Does the Fubu are the Fubu? I guess the Fubu founders, are they still close or?
Yes, they're still close. They're still doing
close.
business together. And actually, Fubu and Puma actually did a merge. So you'll see that collection. They got a spring line.
Well, you know,
out.
our motto, Melinda, just so you know, I have to let you know because I'm about my business, like you said. So, holla at your girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Holla at your girl.
I got you. Listen, just keep watching the Instagram to see updates and stuff like that. But yeah, Fubu has a hotel they're working on too with Cecily Groves. She's a CEO. And Fubu's coming up with a hotel name. So
that's
they're really so close, and they're working.
Yes,
they're
for
doing,
us by
they're doing
us.
what they
Yes, for us by us.
All right. So and the piggyback of another question we was talking about. So what do you feel about this whole? I know you mentioned Jacquees earlier, and Jacquees, yeah. And so what do you think about? I mean, just me playing devil's advocate. If I'm like a young person or whatever. And I'm like, yo, listen, you know, like our generation is doing it now. Like, you know, you guys are legacy artists. You know, you hear that term legacy artist being thrown around. Like, what do you think about that? You know, like, you know, B2K and, you know, all these other artists, the Bobby V's, you know, the younger artists saying like, you know, that's not what we into right now. You know, that's legacy, you know, before I was even born or whatever.
I would say I would tell them to be careful, you know, talking about they're doing it. Because if it's not longevity and you're not going to be making money 20 to 30 years from now, you're not doing nothing.
Right.
You're just doing something right now.
Like
so
Takashi.
I would be very cautious on people to say, man, we're doing it out here. But in 30 years, are people going to listen to this song? And I have my daughters. I have twin daughters who are 22. And I ask them, like, what is it? They're like, Mom, it's about the beat. It ain't even about the lyrics no more. It's about the beat. And I said, the difference is the lyrics for us got us through heartbreak.
Right.
They got us through
everything.
Great time.
It was real though. You know what I'm saying? What they was talking about was real heartbreak, real pain. It ain't just a facade. I think today it's all about a facade.
I can't see the millennials now in 30 years at 50 dancing to, you know, drip and shit like I just don't see it. So I don't know if there's longevity. So I would be very mindful to the millennials to use words like we're doing it, we kicking it. No, you're doing it right now, but what are you doing 20 years from now? And that's the question. That's the thing I want them to realize. What are you doing now that's going to keep you in place 20 to 30 years from now?
Right.
You know, that's important.
Let them know.
It's also contributing to the turnover, right? You know, like you have all of these like artists that are like maybe coming up right now, but then there's no foresight. You know, everything is very short-sighted. Everything is how much money can I make right now, like you were saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I personally don't vibe with it.
Where did it go? Where did they go here?
Right. What's your 10 years?
I feel like we're waiting on a savior. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, we're waiting on someone to come in and save the music industry, like a group of the next golden. This is like the dark ages, so I'm waiting on the golden ages to arrive. You know what I'm saying?
I think Chris Brown is going to be here for a long time.
For sure.
Here for a long time.
I think
you know Lil Wayne will be here for a long time.
Oh, you better speak on my.
I also think.
Melinda, I like you. Go on, Melinda. You better say Lil Wayne.
I think that we have some, you know, and I want more millennials to pay attention to that. I think Kevin Ross, for instance, like Kevin Ross, he built his little fame on YouTube and all that, and now he's building up. He's another one that does great music. There's another, there's tons of indie artists that are so underground right now.
Oh my God, that they're not even noticed.
They're not noticed, but they have great music.
I know.
Oh my God, great music.
You know,
so I think there's opportunity. I think there's opportunity, and if people use this internet correctly, not for bashing bullshit, if they utilize internet to make great content.
But like you said, you know, it's knowing the branding, but unfortunately a lot of people are not really interested in that soul, you know, and a lot of people don't even know how to recognize it anymore, especially with this millennial generation. And it's interesting because You know, I'm a part of the millennial generation, but I'm the older end of it, I guess. You know, the beginning end of it. Right. So like I still, yeah, exactly, the latter side. And I still have, you know, I grew up, my father is 84 actually, and I grew up, you know, with Nat King Cole and like Perry Como and just listening to like all of those like great artists of that era. And you know, I want to bring that back, to be honest. Like I think that even researching that genre of music would be very
Melinda, are you actively looking for talent? Like, is that something you're focused on management right now?
Well, no, I'm always looking for talent. I just want to make sure I get the right talent. I want the right head. I want the right mentality. I don't want someone to think, "Oh, Melinda, you're going to take my career to the next level." No, I want you to take your career to the next level. I just want to help you do it. So the mentality is different. So I'm looking for someone who's humble, who gets it, who the work ethic is
hungry.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, gotta be hungry.
I want someone who believes in rehearsals. I want someone who believes in perfecting their craft. I believe that I don't want no one who wants a shortcut.
Melinda, I miss the most when an artist can come through and have a band. I cannot stand this DJing off a computer. I really can't. I mean, I walk away from. I almost don't.
I like it on the tracks. I like it on the tracks, like them Al Green and Isley Brother tracks, like when they actually were live in the studio.
But
like, oh
when you do a live band, and you couple it with the DJ, right? It takes to a whole nother level. The show is a whole nother dynamic. But here we go as to why it's going to tracks. They're going to tracks because promoters aren't paying for live band shows anymore because it's too costly.
It is.
So now it's forcing the artist to work in a band capacity when they want to do bands. Trust me, every act outside of hip hop, you know, that or rap that you see, they would absolutely love to do bands because it just takes their shows to the next level. Like, wait till you guys see this B2K tour. Like, wait till you guys see the Millennials tour. That is going to be bands. Like boom, whistles, everything. Like,
it's gonna be amazing.
Even better than 90s Block Party, because when I was working with 112, we did the 90s Block Party, and I'm telling you, it was an amazing.
I love 112.
This Millennial tour is going to be out the box. That's gonna be.
I'm looking forward to it.
Again, I'm looking for new talent for Bobby's label, but they have to come ready. They have to know how to do their own videos. They have to already be on top of their game. They just need the extra assistance. You know? Because to me, if a person comes with that means they're teachable. That means they're coachable. That means they already know their business. And that's how you go far. You go with someone who they want to be in front of the camera or they want to be on a mic, but they don't have the ethic to go behind it, the work ethic to go behind it. It's going to be a fail. And I'm not trying to waste my time.
Right. So, Melinda said she ain't got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. No, I feel it. But no, thank you for. Go ahead, Sammy.
No, I was gonna say the artists that you want, you want them to already have a strong base behind them, because a lot of people have like a lot of people have like the cameraman or the stuff behind them, but they don't have the followers because they don't know how to do that marketing to reach a follower. And then you just got people who are gifted who know how to do that.
I'm not looking for people with a fan base already. What I'm looking for is the work ethic.
To get creative fan base.
They know how to go and get their videos done without me telling them, hey, you need a visual for your video. I mean, you need a visual for your music now. I need someone who knows how to go get a photo shoot without saying, hey, I need this and that. And I go get the photo shoot. Always staying on top of your game. One of my other clients was Alexis Branch of Bliss. And then now she has Liddy. I don't know if you guys watch Liddy Lit. But she knows how to promote herself. I just want someone who knows how to promote herself. And then I will create the lane for the followers to come. If that makes sense.
Right.
Because we want them to focus on their business, because after they get their business, we want to mentor them up to get their own labels, their own stuff. We don't want them just to be artists. We want them to be businessmen, artists, owners, we want them to own everything. Like, that's where your money is at, when you own your content.
Absolutely.
And I want to build people up to say, hey, listen, I'm building wealth for you. That's what I want you to do.
That's amazing. That's really awesome.
Cool.
It's not every day you hear that, you know?
Cool, man. I mean, that's definitely some empowering stuff.
That's the mentality I want people to start looking at. How are you building wealth within yourself? How do you build wealth within yourself? What are your attributes? And I tell this to a lot of people. A lot of people want to be in front of the camera because they like the feel. They want to be a famous person.
Right. But
they realize they can get the same feeling behind the camera doing the creative stuff, and you get more. You get more money and more opportunities. See, it's looking at the feel versus what you're good at. A lot of people don't understand the two. They just say, I want to rap. But are you a really good rapper, or you're a better writer?
Right.
See, that's the thing. If they're a better writer, that's where they need to go, because that's where you're going to make your most money. And that's when it no longer feels like a job, because you're doing what your passion is.
Right.
I need to talk to you. I need more of this advice. More of this lovely advice.
I'm here.
Well, Melinda, what you said was definitely some empowering words, definitely for women and young millennials, and Generation Z, which is the generation after the millennials that are also tuning in. Do you have anything else, like any other words? I mean, you want to mention your Instagram, I know you're working on the millennial tour.
My Instagram is at Melinda Santiago. Facebook, Melinda Santiago. I brand everything with my name, Melinda Santiago.
Santiago Firm.
As you should.
Right. And my website is santiagofirm.com. And I want to shout out my business partner, LC3 Media, who does the authors. I'm partnered with the publishing company. And also, I work with Hayes Talent Agency. I run the Atlanta office. It's a talent agency that's home office is based out of Chicago. So you can find if you're acting, if you're getting into voiceovers, acting, and things of that nature. I have an agency out here as well called Hayes Talent Agency that I run for Michelle Hayes. So it's a lot of things. So follow me. If you just hashtag SFirm, you'll see everything that I do, and you can follow everything to that.
Let's get a one time for Miss Melinda Santiago. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for your words of wisdom and your this business talk, this powwow. I needed it. I feel so motivated following this conversation.
Making sure, no problem. I say making sure your finances. That's
now. Don't forget now, Melinda. Don't forget, Melinda. Now I'm looking for the Ruff Endz tickets now, cause see, I wasn't playing. I really like gold music. Okay.
Well, hit me up again, and we'll schedule Ruff Endz to come on the show, and they'll do a Skype or whatever they need to do to get on the show, and they'll help you out. But definitely, I will get you cut up with the tickets. Not a problem.
Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you so much.
Melinda, will you be on the tour, or are you going to just handle the business from the office? Are you going to be actually traveling? Are you going to be on the tour, or are you going to be in the office, like handling files and stuff?
I'll be on the tour. Actually, I'll be going in between tours. I'll be on the Legends of Hip Hop tour and the Millennium tour. So I'll be flying. I'll be going back and forth with both tours.
Jet mileage, that's how off judge on the jet, the private jet. You already know. Santiago.
No, I'm gonna fly commercial. I'm gonna go on Delta and do what I do.
Get the points up.
It's about. I'm not trying to flex. I save money, so I'm gonna get on the bus with the production company. Let's roll out because we just have fun on these tours. So
cool. All right, Melinda.
When I'm out there, I'll definitely give you guys a shout.
Yes,
definitely.
In some of these shows.
Thank you again, Melinda. I really appreciate it.
Melinda, thank you. Another soul clap one time. Thank you, Melinda. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much.
Of course.
Keep being on
as well.
All right, man.
All right.
Bye.
That was Miss Melinda Santiago from the Santiago Firm, manager, vice president of Bobby V's label, also managing Bobby V, FUBU, Ruff Endz, M. Fadden of 108.9 Atlanta radio host, and just other ventures that she got going on. You know, I mean, we'd like to thank her. You know, definitely giving woman empowerment. Speaking about being a woman in a male-dominated music industry, media industry, and you know the trials and tribulations that she's been able to come to rise up to new heights.
Yes, I love the fact that she was so down to earth and so willing to just have a conversation. You know, that was really, really cool of her.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she had a dope spirit. I really enjoyed it. That was really dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. This is the comeback episode. You know what I mean? New Year return episode. We have Savannah B, and we got Luisa L, and you know I'm Sammy B.